Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, my name is Allison and I'm so excited to have you. And if you're returning, thanks for watching again. Today, I am so excited to show you, I know I look a little bit crazy, how to do an entire eye look using one shadow palette and one brush. I know there are lots of tutorials out there with these amazing eye looks. And yes, if you're gonna go in and do something that's super intricate, you do need more than one brush. But if you wanna get ready quick and you wanna be able to use one brush and one palette, this is the tutorial for you. Okay, so the palette that I am going to be using for the tutorial today is the Modern Renaissance palette. This is what it looks like on the inside. And the brush that it comes with is the brush that I'm going to be using. Now, if you don't have this palette or some of the shades in there don't appeal to you, there are so many other palettes out there, and I will give you some ideas of what else you can use. All you need is one palette and a brush that looks like this, a big blending brush, a shader, what you would call like a shader brush. All right, so let's get started. First, we're gonna go into our transition area, which is that area right above your natural crease. And we're gonna go in with the shade Golden Ochre. And we're just sweeping back and forth and back and forth. And this transition shade is going to make all your other colors that you put onto your eye look very seamless and blown out looking. Now we're gonna dip into Raw Sienna, and we're gonna use that same side of the brush, the fluffy end of the brush, and we're just gonna go into that transition area again, but a little lower. Now we are gonna flip the brush to the shader side, and we're gonna go into Raw Sienna again. When you use the shader brush, it deposits more color. You get more of an opaque finish than when you use the fluffy blending side. And we're applying just to that outer section of the lid. Then we can just kind of go right back up into that crease, again with what's left on the brush. Okay, so now we're going to just take a paper towel, and I'm gonna wipe that brush clean. And we're gonna go back into now Golden Ochre. And we're gonna go in with the same shader side of the brush onto the inner section of your lid. We're gonna go into Burnt Orange with the fluffy side of the brush and just make sure everything is blended out in the transition area, doing windshield wiper motions as well as circular motions. Now we're gonna do the under part of our eye. We're gonna go back to the shader side of the brush and go back into Raw Sienna. And you're gonna use just the tip of the brush 3/4 of the way in. Now, as I'm kind of turning and looking at all angles of the light, I noticed that I've gone a little bit higher than I'd like with my transition shade. I'm gonna go in and wipe the blending side of the brush clean and grab a little tempera and buff out the area that looks a little too high. Just make sure we're even. I've decided to keep most of this look matte and wearable for almost every day and anybody. Now on the inner corner of the eye, I'm gonna go in, I'm gonna mix these two shimmer shades in the palette, Vermeer and Primavera. We're gonna dip the shader side of the brush into both shades and do a brow bone highlight. And the last thing we're gonna do shadow-wise is darken our upper lash line up a little bit with the shade Antique Bronze. And we are just gonna tap it right onto the top of our lash line. We're gonna take it 3/4 of the way in. So that completes the eyeshadow application portion. I'm just gonna go and take my blending brush, make sure I've wiped it clean of any eyeshadow on my paper towel, and I'm just going to blend everything out so it looks nice and seamless. Now this is where, if you have any fallout, you can go into your face powder, any translucent powder. But today, I'm just gonna brush away that excess fallout with some face powder. I'm gonna complete the look by putting on some mascara, and I will see you back in a jiff. Okay, so that completes the look. I hope that you enjoyed learning how to do this entire look using one palette and one brush. I will link every other product that I have on my face in the description bar down below in case you're interested. I will also be sure to link some other eyeshadow palettes in case you don't have Modern Renaissance or that palette just doesn't really appeal to you. And if you did like what you saw today, please give me a thumbs up on the video, and I would be so appreciative if you would subscribe. Thanks so much. See you next time.